This is a quick video about an airline called Zoom Air, which is now defunct, and the time I flew with them back in January 2018. It were two charter flights, the first from Delhi to Jaipur and the return flight from Kishangarh back to Delhi. Enjoy the video, and if you like it, please do subscribe, and let's help get me up to 5,000 subscribers soon. If you take off from runway 9 at Delhi Airport, on the taxiway you will see 5 CRJ-200s parked. These CRJ-200s belong to an airline called Zoom Air, and Zoom Air was the operating name of a company called Zexus Air. I actually flew with Zoom Air back in January 2018 on a chartered flight between Delhi and Kishangarh. This flight was quite something else. We were scheduled to take off much earlier in the day than we eventually did take off, and we were scheduled to fly between Delhi and Kishangarh. Kishangarh, which is near Ajmer, was then a brand new airport. However, a combination of bad meteorological conditions, that is fog, which is standard in Delhi in January but also elsewhere in North India, including Kishangarh, meant that our flight could not take off before the evening. And because Kishangarh Airport did not have night landing facilities or an ILS, we had to fly into Jaipur. So instead of taking off at around 12 noon, we eventually ended up taking off at about 8 in the evening. We lined up and held at runway 29 at Delhi Airport for the short half-an-hour hop off to Jaipur. I won't comment too much about the CRJ-200. It is a very uncomfortable aircraft with a very low window line, which means you have to bend forward to look out of the window. Now, our landing in Jaipur was quite dramatic. We didn't have just one go-around but two. In fact, this video I am capturing right now records the second go-around. After this, the pilot pretty much said if we don't land this time, we'll have to fly back to Delhi. We were flying into Kishangarh on a chartered flight by Audi India, who were taking us to Pushkar to drive the then new Q5. It was quite a dramatic flight indeed, and while I've had go-arounds in the past on various airlines, this is the first time and only time until now where I've had multiple go-arounds on the same flight. Didn't inspire you with much confidence, given that this was at the time a brand new airline, but they weren't flying exactly new or state-of-the-art aircraft. Victor Tango Zulu Oscar Charlie, the aircraft I was flying on, was then 17 years old. So, well, not a new aircraft and multiple go-arounds. Not the best experience at all. Well, it was third time lucky with the landing, and it takes a lot for a group of frequent flyers, and all automotive journalists in India are extremely frequent flyers, to start clapping during the landing. We usually just land and carry on with life. But all of us were so relieved to be on the ground and get off the aircraft. It was not funny. We were happy to have landed. I've actually never felt happier to have landed ever before or ever since. Anyway, long story short, we landed, got off the plane, drove through the night to get to Pushkar, and then drove the Audi Q5 in the morning, driving from Pushkar to Kishangarh Airport to board the very same aircraft to fly back to Delhi. Kishangarh Airport is located about 25 kilometers northeast of Ajmer, and right now has daily service by Star Air 4 times a week to Indore and 3 times a week to Surat. Kishangarh Airport, IATA code KQH, was built so that devotees to Ajmer Sharif, as well as a large number of tourists who visit Pushkar during the Great Pushkar Fair, could fly much closer than Jaipur. But because Jaipur is a major airport, Kishangarh really did not see all that much travel. As I said, it only has a single flight a day right now, one to Surat and one to Indore, with no service to any of the major cities other than the occasional charter like this flight was. Located at the foothills of the Aravalli range, it is quite a dramatic takeoff from Kishangarh, which on a slightly loaded CRJ-200 was even more dramatic as the aircraft rocketed into the sky. Unfortunately, Zoom Air was yet another small regional airline like MDLR and Paramount that did not succeed in India. To succeed in India, a market as huge as India, you need scale, and you will not get that scale by operating small aircraft like the CRJ-200, particularly uncomfortable small aircraft like the CRJ-200. I do wish the current small airlines such as Star Air all the best, but if you have to compete with the big boys such as Indigo and now the Tata companies which run Air India, Vistara, Air India Express and Air Asia India, you need scale, you need a proper network. As for Kishangarh Airport, I do believe it can grow because Jaipur Airport is going to be limited because of the fact it really cannot expand much further or add even a second runway. This particular flight didn't really climb all that high because Kishangarh to Delhi is also just 40 minutes of flying time. But we did get a great view of the dry lake bed of Sambhar where we have done many drives in the past. This is a major source of salt. Thank you for watching this video. Do like and subscribe.